Hi everyone!
I love it so much!
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share my review of two really helpful resources for podcasters. The first one is the YouTube video Top 10 Things That Annoy Podcast Listeners. And the second one is the BuzzFeed article How to Start a Podcast. If you are thinking about start your own podcast, or maybe you already have one and want to improve it, stick around because these two resources complement each other perfectly. Let's start with the YouTube video. The host goes over the top 10 things that annoy listeners. And honestly, some of these are things I've noticed myself when I listen in podcasts. The number one complaint was bad audio and lack of editing. This is so important because podcasting is all about audio. If there's background noise, bad microphones, or not editing at all, listeners will probably leave after just a few minutes. I like it how the video pointing out that saying, well, editing this out later, but never editing is a common and unprofessional mistake. Another big issue is going off topic. Some podcasts spend 10 or maybe 20 minutes just rambling before they even get the main subject. The video makes it clear. Listeners want to know what to expect and they want you to get to the point. Then we have ads and promotions. Of course, creators need to monetize, but pushing ads or Patreon was too hard, especially after the beginning of the episode. Really frustrates listeners. The advice here is to find a balance. You can still promote your work, but don't overwhelm the audience. Some other points that I found interesting was the problem of inside jokes that the host only understands and hosts constantly talking over each other. All of these break the flow of the podcast and make the listening experience unpleasant. Overall, the message is simple. A good podcast should be clear, professional, and respectful of the listener's time. Now let's talk about the BuzzFeed article, How to Start a Podcast. While the YouTube video focuses on mistakes to avoid, the article is more of a step-by-step guide for beginners. One of the first things it recommends is to define the purpose of your podcast and your target audience. This is something many beginners skip, but it's essential. Knowing how you're speaking helps you decide the style, the tone, even the length of your episode. The article also talks about choosing a format. Maybe you want to host alone, have a co-host, do interviews, or mix formats. It emphasizes consistency, meaning your listeners should know what to expect each time. Another very useful tip is creating an outline before recording. Connects directly with what the YouTube videos say about avoiding unnecessary tangents. With an outline, you can keep your content structured and focused. Of course, the article also covers the technical side, things like microphones, editing software, and podcast hosting platforms. But the key message is that you don't need the most expensive gear. You just need to use what you have, effective and practice good technique. to resources. The YouTube video tagged me the don'ts, all the mistakes that push listeners away. The BuzzFeed article tagged me the do's, how to actually structure, plan, and launch a podcast the right way. They give a complete picture what it takes to create, people enjoy, and keep coming back to. If you're starting your own podcast, I highly recommend these two resources about the common pitfalls, prepare your content, respect your audience, and most importantly, have fun creating. Thanks for watching. And now you tell me, what do you think is the most annoying thing about the podcast? I'd love to hear your opinion. See you in the next time. Goodbye.